The wind carries whispers from the past. The sea below has swallowed countless secrets. This is not just any fort, it is a sentinel on the Gold Coast, where trade and treachery walked hand in hand. It stands on a hill in Butre, a small fishing village on Ghana's coast. Unlike the imposing structures of Cape Coast and Elmina, this fort is modest, compact, and strategically positioned. Its pale walls rise above the treetops, overlooking the Butre River as it meets the Atlantic Ocean. A watchtower stands at the edge, its gaze forever fixed on the horizon. Welcome to Wars of Power, Shores of Pain, Ghana's forts and castles reimagined by a Ghanaian filmmaker. Today, we explore Fort Batenstein, the Dutch outpost that watched over wealth and war. Unlike the larger coastal castles, Fort Batenstein was built for efficiency rather than grandeur. Constructed in 1656 by the Dutch West India Company, its purpose was clear: to control trade and to monitor the ever-shifting alliances between European powers and local Ahanta states. The name Batenstein, meaning Prophet Fortress, reflects its primary function. The Dutch used it to oversee the gold and ivory trade, but like all forts on the coast, it soon became entangled in the transatlantic slave trade. Its walls are thick, designed to withstand cannon fire. Inside, the fort consists of a small courtyard, barracks, and a few storage rooms. The watchtower offers a commanding view of the Butre Lagoon, a natural harbor where ships once docked, waiting to receive their human and material cargo.
They built it here for a reason. From this hill, they could see everything: friend, foe, and fortune.
Fort Batenstein's story is one of shifting power. The Dutch did not rule alone. They relied on alliances with the Ahanta people, a powerful Akan group that controlled the inland gold routes. For decades, the Dutch and Ahanta maintained a fragile partnership, bound by trade, but stained with mistrust. The fort witnessed numerous conflicts between European rivals as well as local factions. The British stationed in Dieskov, just 5 kilometers away, often clashed with the Dutch. From this small hilltop fortress, the Dutch soldiers scanned the coastline, ever wary of enemy ships approaching.
To the Ahanta, Europeans were both business partners and threats. They played them against each other, always bargaining for the best deal.
But alliances could not last forever. The Ahanta people, growing wary of the Dutch dominance and betrayal, would rise in revolt. By the early 19th century, Dutch influence along the coast was waning. Years of exploitation had soured relationships with the Ahanta people. The tensions finally erupted in 1837. Attacking Fort Batenstein and other Dutch strongholds. The Dutch retaliated brutally. They captured and executed Badu Bonsu II. His severed head was later taken to the Netherlands as a trophy. A grim reminder of colonial cruelty. Their Ahanta resistance was crushed, but their defiance was never forgotten.
They fought because they had to. Badu Bonsu knew what was at stake: their land, their people, their future. Did you know that the Dutch government officially returned the head of Badu Bonsu II to Ghana in 2009?
By the late 19th century, Fort Batenstein has lost its importance. The Dutch, worn down by the constant conflicts and unable to compete with the rising British Empire, ceded their possessions on the Gold Coast in 1872. Fort Batenstein, once a watchtower of trade and war, was abandoned. Nature slowly reclaimed the fort. The cannons rusted, and the watchtower, once a symbol of vigilance, became a relic of a fading empire.
They left, but the fort remained, a reminder that we, the locals, will always own our land.
Today, Fort Batenstein is a ruin. The walls still stand, but they are weathered by time and salt. The courtyard, once filled with footsteps of Dutch soldiers and Ahanta warriors, is silent. From the watchtower, you can see the same view the Dutch once had. The Butre Lagoon, the fishing boats floating in the water, the endless stretch of ocean beyond. But now, there are no enemy ships on the horizon. Only history watching back.
They say the walls whisper at night. Perhaps it's just the wind, or maybe it's the voices of those who refused to be forgotten.
Fort Batenstein stands above Butre, a fortress of trade and a site of struggle. It was built to control, but it became a symbol of defiance. Next time you travel to Fort Metalcross, built by the British, which was positioned just 5 kilometers away from Fort Batenstein. This fort witnessed battles of rivalry, including Dutch attacks aimed at seizing it from the British control. Fort Metalcross played a role in the Ahanta uprising in 1837, where the Ahanta people, led by Badu Bonsu II, fought against European oppression. This is Wars of Power, Shores of Pain, Ghana's forts and castles reimagined by a Ghanaian filmmaker. Written and narrated by me, Sikahene-Adarkwa. Tour guide's voice was played by Wusua. This series was fact-checked in consultation with Samuel Akwa of Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. Sound score and design by 801 Studios.